Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most intriguing questions in modern defense: why Israel's F-35s worry Russia and Iran far more than America's do. The F-35 Lightning II is already the world's most advanced stealth multirole fighter, but when it comes to Israel's fleet, the story goes much deeper. Israel has taken the American-made jet and turned it into a weapons system uniquely adapted to its regional threats, geopolitical needs, and technological dominance. This combination makes Israel's F-35s a nightmare for adversaries like Iran and Russia, both strategically and psychologically. Unlike the U.S. F-35s that operate under strict NATO protocols and joint mission doctrines, Israel's F-35I, Adir, operates under full national control. That's a major distinction. Israel is the only country in the world with permission from the United States to modify and customize the F-35's hardware and software. This autonomy gives the Israeli Air Force unmatched flexibility in adapting the jet's systems to local electronic warfare, intelligence, and mission needs. The F-35I is essentially a platform for Israeli innovation, capable of being reprogrammed and upgraded at will, independent of American oversight. For Russia and Iran, this independence is what makes the Adir a genuine threat. Israel doesn't have to wait for U.S. approval to strike, adapt, or upgrade its aircraft. If tensions rise in the Middle East, Israel can deploy its stealth jets with full operational authority. They've already proven this autonomy in combat. Reports indicate that Israel's F-35s have flown missions over Syria, Lebanon, and even near Iranian positions without being detected by Russian radar systems like the S-300 and S-400. That's not just impressive, it's deeply concerning for Moscow and Tehran. It shows that Russian air defense systems, often marketed as the best in the world, might be powerless against Israeli stealth technology. Another reason these F-35s cause concern is Israel's mastery of electronic warfare. The country's defense industry, led by companies like Rafael and Elbit Systems, has decades of experience neutralizing enemy radar and missile systems. Israel's custom electronic warfare suite, integrated into the F-35I, is believed to include unique jamming, spoofing, and cyber capabilities. This means the jet can blind enemy sensors, confuse missile guidance systems, and even hack into enemy networks mid-mission. The thought of a stealth aircraft that can also dominate the digital battlefield is precisely why Russia and Iran take the Adir so seriously. Israel's geographic situation adds another layer of complexity. The country is surrounded by potential adversaries and constantly faces the possibility of multi-front conflict. As a result, every F-35I mission is designed for rapid reaction, deep strike, and survivability against dense air defenses. Unlike American F-35s that often operate with carrier groups or broad coalition support, Israel's jets must perform solo missions across heavily defended regions. This has forced the Israelis to push the aircraft's endurance, communications, and sensor integration far beyond standard configurations. The result is an F-35 that's not just stealthy but also extremely resilient in contested airspace. For Iran, the concern is existential. The F-35I gives Israel the ability to reach targets deep within Iranian territory without detection. Facilities related to nuclear development, command centers, or missile sites could be struck with little or no warning. Iran's older air defense systems, such as the S-200 and BAVAR-373, struggle to detect fifth-generation aircraft at all, especially those enhanced with Israeli countermeasures. Even the more advanced Russian-made systems that Iran has imported can be deceived or bypassed by the Adir's stealth profile and EW package. This essentially leaves Iran's strategic infrastructure vulnerable to precision strikes at any moment. From Russia's perspective, the Israeli F-35 is an uncomfortable reality check. Moscow has invested heavily in promoting its own military hardware, especially the S-400 and S-500 systems, as nearly invincible against Western stealth technology. However, Israeli operations over Syria have quietly demonstrated otherwise. Despite the heavy Russian presence in the region, including radar stations and advanced air defense units, Israeli jets have reportedly conducted multiple missions with total impunity. These operations suggest that Russia's radar coverage has significant blind spots when facing fifth-generation aircraft like the F-35I. This undermines Russia's global defense exports. If Israel can routinely fly undetected through Syrian airspace, protected by Russian systems, it raises serious doubts among potential buyers like India, Turkey, and others about how effective those systems really are. For a country that relies heavily on arms exports, this perception damage is severe. The F-35I, therefore, doesn't just challenge Russian military capabilities, it challenges the credibility of Russia's defense industry on the world stage. Israel's approach to intelligence integration also plays a crucial role. The F-35I operates as part of a massive network that includes satellites, drones, ground sensors, and cyber intelligence. Every flight generates real-time data that is instantly shared across Israel's defense grid. This gives the Israeli Air Force an unparalleled level of situational awareness. The moment an F-35I takes off, it becomes both a stealth attacker and a flying intelligence node, feeding the entire military ecosystem with live data on enemy positions and radar activity. This seamless fusion of intelligence and firepower is something neither Iran nor Russia can easily counter. Moreover, Israel's F-35s have adapted to operate under some of the most complex electronic environments in the world. The Middle East is saturated with overlapping radar systems, foreign intelligence networks, and constant signal interference. Through years of combat experience, Israel has learned how to manipulate and exploit this chaos to its advantage. Its F-35s are optimized for these conditions, making them uniquely capable of surviving and succeeding where other aircraft might struggle. For Russia, Israel's independent use of the F-35 also complicates its strategic balance in the region. Moscow maintains delicate relations with both Israel and Iran. On one hand, it supports Iran militarily and economically. On the other, it avoids open confrontation with Israel. However, the Adir's ability to strike Iranian assets in Syria without triggering a direct response from Russian systems exposes the limits of Russian influence. It shows that even in an area where Russia is supposed to have air superiority, Israel can operate freely. That sends a powerful signal not only to Moscow but to every nation observing the Middle East's military dynamics. The psychological impact of the F-35I can't be understated either. Israel's adversaries know that the jet can appear without warning, deliver precision strikes, and vanish undetected. This creates constant pressure on Iran's command structure and regional militias. Every radar blip, every unidentified aircraft could be an F-35I preparing to attack. This element of uncertainty erodes confidence, forces the enemy to spread out its defenses, and drains resources in constant vigilance. Another dimension of this concern lies in the potential for joint operations. While Israel operates independently, its technological link to the United States remains strong. If ever required, the F-35s could seamlessly share data with U.S. aircraft in joint missions. This interoperability gives Israel a built-in alliance advantage that Russia and Iran simply cannot replicate. The networked nature of the F-35 ecosystem means that even if Israel acts alone, its jets are still part of a broader intelligence-sharing infrastructure that extends across NATO and American assets. It's also worth noting how Israel's defense doctrine has evolved with the Adir's arrival. Traditionally, Israel relied heavily on preemptive strikes and rapid response tactics. The F-35I takes that strategy to a new level, allowing preemptive precision at long range, with minimal risk and maximum deniability. This capability directly threatens Iran's deterrence model, which relies on spreading its assets across multiple countries like Syria, Lebanon, and Iraq. The Adir's reach renders this strategy less effective, since no bunker or convoy can be guaranteed safe from a stealth incursion. From a technological standpoint, Israel's continuous improvements keep adversaries guessing. The F-35I fleet is constantly upgraded with new software patches, local sensors, and mission algorithms. Israeli engineers treat it as an evolving system rather than a finished product. This means Russia and Iran can never be entirely sure of the aircraft's current capabilities. Each upgrade could introduce new stealth coatings, radar countermeasures, or electronic tricks, maintaining a level of unpredictability that amplifies the psychological impact. Even cyber warfare plays a hidden role. Israel's expertise in cyber defense and offense is world-renowned. Integrating that power into the F-35I means the jet can potentially disrupt enemy communication networks or defense grids before even being detected. The fusion of stealth, cyber, and electronic warfare makes the Adir not just a fighter, but a complete strike ecosystem wrapped in one aircraft. For Russia and Iran, there's another uncomfortable realization. Unlike the United States, which deploys its F-35s worldwide and spreads attention across multiple theaters, Israel's focus is entirely regional. Every training exercise, upgrade, and mission profile is tailored to counter the exact threats these two nations pose. This focused development gives Israel a tactical edge. The Adir is optimized specifically for its real-world enemies, not for general warfare. In strategic terms, Israel's F-35I serves as both a deterrent and a sword. It ensures that any hostile move from Iran or its proxies can be met with precision retaliation before escalation. For Russia, it limits freedom of maneuver in Middle Eastern skies, reminding Moscow that despite its presence, ultimate air dominance still belongs to the Israelis. Ultimately, what makes Israel's F-35s more concerning than America's is not just the technology itself, but how it's used, with autonomy, creativity, and relentless precision. The Adir represents a fusion of American engineering and Israeli ingenuity. It's a tool designed not only to survive war but to shape the entire regional balance of power. For Russia and Iran, it stands as a symbol of both their vulnerabilities and Israel's unmatched adaptability. The mere existence of this aircraft forces adversaries to rethink their strategies, spend billions countering a threat they may never even see, and question the reliability of their own defense systems. That's the true power of the F-35I Adir, not just its stealth or firepower, but the fear it instills in those who know that when it strikes, they'll never see it coming.